In the 05-06 NHL season, the Edmonton Oilers snuck into the playoffs by the skin of their teeth, going 41-28-13, led by guys like Ales Hemsky, Sean Horkoff, Ryan Smith, and Chris Pronger. Edmonton would upset the first seed Detroit Red Wings in the first round of the playoffs, in a weird circumstance where every Western Conference matchup was won by the underdog. Edmonton then cruised past San Jose in round 2, defeating them in 6 games, and Anaheim in round 3, beating them in 5. The Oilers matched up against the Hurricanes in the final, where they ultimately lost in 7 to Eric Stahl, Cam Ward, and company. This was June 19th, 2006. Just 2 freaking weeks later, on July 3rd, the Oilers traded Chris Pronger, the man who had 21 points in those 24 playoff games and who would have been without a doubt the Conn Smythe favorite had the Oilers won. The Oilers acquired Joffrey Lupul, Ladislav Smid, and first-round picks in 2007 and 8 from the Anaheim Ducks in the trade. Okay, no need to panic. The Oilers will still be a good team, and now they have a stock covered. Surely the city of Edmonton will keep their City of Champions slogan on their welcome signs. All is good. But then, the Oilers would slowly but undoubtedly become the laughingstock of the NHL, as they would end up missing the playoffs for 10 consecutive years following the finals loss. During this time, they would end up being so bad that they would select first overall 4 times between 2010 and 2015. Hockey fans everywhere gagged when they saw that yellow outline of the Oilers card during the reveal of the draft lottery when it was the McDavid sweepstakes. But surely now, with a generational 18-year-old, the Oilers would turn it around. Well, fast forward to 2022, and the Oilers have made the playoffs 4 out of the last 6 years, and even made it to the 3rd round this past postseason. The Oilers, McDavid and Draisaitl have willed their way back to relevancy. But what about all these years when they were so bad? How did they not turn it around sooner? Well, today, I want to look specifically at the 2016 NHL draft and see how much better things could have turned out if they had drafted correctly. I'm choosing the 2016 draft because this means we're still in an alternate universe where the Oilers have a 19-year-old McDavid, and their 2016 draft was notoriously bad. Let's start with the actual 2015-16 season. The Oilers went 31-43-8, good for second last in the league with 70 points. The Maple Leafs finished last with 69. The Leafs would end up winning the lottery. The Jets and the Blue Jackets would also end up winning the secondary and tertiary lotteries, and this pushed the Oilers back into drafting with a 4th pick. Before I can continue, can you imagine for a second if the Oilers had lost 1 extra game, had the odds the Leafs did when they won the lottery, therefore winning the lottery, and ended up with Matthews, leaving them with a center core of McDavid, Matthews, Draisaitl, and Nuge? That would have broken the NHL for sure. But we are only going back to a post-draft lottery but pre-draft day. So the Oilers have picks number 4, 32, 63, 84, 91, 123, 149, 153, and 183. Surely they will draft players that will complement their already elite center core and set their team up for a bright future. Well, let's go pick by pick. With pick number 4, the Oilers selected winger Jesse Puljujarvi out of Finland. Puljujarvi was seen as a definite top 3 pick and looked like he was gifted to the Oilers from the Blue Jackets, who wound up drafting Pierre-Luc Dubois in a shocking twist on draft day. Puljujarvi has since played 259 games for the Oilers and had his best season this past year, where he had 36 points in 65 games. Jesse has certainly taken his time getting up to speed, and I actually think he's due for a breakout season this coming year, but he certainly wasn't the best pick available. At number 6, just 2 spots later, the Calgary Flames would draft Matthew Tkachuk out of the OHL. Tkachuk has 431 NHL games under his belt, and his best season came this past year where he scored 42 goals and 104 points. So that's one big swing and a miss. Let's go to the Oilers' second pick of the draft, number 32. They selected local boy Tyler Benson out of the WHL. Benson has struggled mightily to stay in the Oilers lineup, playing just 36 career games thus far and having his best season be a 1 goal, 1 assist in 29 game type of season. I wonder if there was anyone available who might have had chemistry with McDavid. Perhaps someone who used to play with McDavid? Someone who scored 50 goals on McDavid's wing in the OHL? There couldn't be, right? Well, with pick number 39, the Blackhawks selected winger Alex Debrincat. Debrincat was McDavid's winger with the Erie Otters in McDavid's last year of junior. They obviously had major chemistry, but the Oilers passed on him. Debrincat has played in 368 career NHL games thus far, and his best season was this past year, where he put up 41 goals and 78 points. Safe to say this was swinging a big miss, number 2. Okay, well, there's lots of draft left. How about we look at the Oilers' third pick, which was pick number 63. They used it to select Marcus Niemelainen, who has since played just 20 NHL games and has 1 assist, all from this past year. Well, who went at 66 just 3 picks later? Norris Trophy winner Adam Fox did. I should preface this by saying that Fox probably wouldn't have played for the Oilers because he refused to sign with both the Flames and the Hurricanes, who both held his rights at different times, before being traded to the Rangers, where he did sign. So yes, Fox probably wouldn't have played for the Oilers. But they could have got some serious assets for him that definitely would be worth way more than Marcus Niemelainen. Fox, in case you're wondering, has played 203 NHL games and is coming off a season which he put up 11 goals and 74 points from the blue line. With picks 84, 91, 123, 149, 153, and 183, the Oilers went on to select Matthew Cairns, Philip Berglund, Dylan Wells, Graham McPhee, Apeli Rasanen, and Vincent Desharnais, who have gone on to play a combined 0 games in the NHL thus far. So let's make it quick. Who could the Oilers have snagged with those picks? With pick 84, the Oilers could have gotten defenseman Victor Mete, who ended up going at 100. While Mete might not have a lot of value, he has over 200 games of NHL experience as a 24-year-old defenseman. That's a lot of minute munching. With pick 91, the Oilers could have selected centerman Ross Colton, who ended up going at 118. Colton is coming off a year in which he put up 22 goals and 39 points with the Lightning, so there's definitely value there. With pick 123, the Oilers could have gotten Brandon Hagel, who ended up going 159th. Hagel clearly has a ton of value as he was traded for 2 first-round picks this past season. He's played just 130 games, but he's coming off a year in which he scored 25 goals and 44 points with the Blackhawks and Lightning. With pick 149, the Oilers missed out on Jesper Bratt, who ended up going at 162. Bratt has played 307 games with the Devils and is coming off a year in which he scored 26 goals and 73 points in 76 games. That's quite the player to be missing out on. With pick 153, the Oilers could have selected Maxim Mamin, who went 175th, and is coming off a season in which he had 7 goals and 14 points in just 40 games with the Panthers. And with pick 183, they could have selected defenseman Jeremy Davies, who is one of just 3 players from the 7th round to play an NHL game thus far. He has played in 22, and he has 3 assists. So, in total, the Oilers could have gone from Puljujarvi, Benson, and Niemelainen, as well as 6 players who haven't played a single game, to Tkachuk, Debrincat, Fox, Mete, Colton, Hagel, Bratt, Mamin, and Davies. In this world, obviously they couldn't sign everyone, or perhaps they even have to make some trades for players who are on better contracts, but there's so much value that was left on the table back in 2016. And during those entry-level contract days where everyone is barely making anything, it would be amazing to see a top 6 whose core consists of McDavid, Draisaitl, Tkachuk, Debrincat, and Bratt. That's it for today's video. If you're an Oilers fan, let me know what you think of the video. And if you're not an Oilers fan, please feel free to slam dunk on their franchise in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, please consider subscribing. Thanks for watching. Take care, everyone.